Hi viewers, Vanakkam, Vandanam, Namaskaram. You are watching Aha Namma channel. It's full and full education and entertainment. Watch the video carefully and learn it everything.
Good morning students. So now I have to revise the topic polynomials. First I have to explain the definitions of polynomials. So polynomials can be split as poly plus nomial. Polynomial can be split as poly plus nomial. So poly means many and nomial means terms. So what is the definition? An expression which contains two or more term is called polynomial. For an example, 3x cube plus 4x square plus 2x plus 6. This is one of the example for polynomials. So in this definition, an expression which contains two or more terms. What is meant by expression and what is meant by terms? So first I have to explain about terms. So what is meant by terms? Term is nothing but a number or a variable or a combination of both. What is meant by number? Number means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the numerical value. We say it is a number, and variable means alphabet letters. We say it as a variable. So or we have to make combination of this both number and a variable. For an example, 5. 5 is a number. It should be a constant or number. And x is a variable. So 5 is a separated term and x is a separated term. So just you have to multiply 5 into x, it should be 5x. So product of these two numbers and variables, we say it as a single term. But a number and then a variable, it should be in product, we say it as a single term. So it can be separated by the operations. We say it as a different term. So 5x, it should be in a product. There is no basic operation plus or minus. So we say it as only one term. Next we move on to expression. What is meant by expression? An expression consists of number of terms. An expression which consists of number of terms. In a previous definition, I explained 5x is a term. Likewise, it combined with the different type of terms. We say it as a expression. For an example, 5x plus 2. So this is the example for expression. Next we move on to types of polynomial. So types of polynomial. So it can be classified into two types. One is on the basis of terms and the basis of degree. So this is the basic classification. On this under basis of terms and basis of degree, three classification is there. So that should be on the basis of terms, we take it as monomial, binomial, trinomial. On the basis of degree, linear, quadratic, cubic, in the order of 1, 2, 3. So degree in the sense, what is meant by degree? I have briefly explained as follows. So first I have to take on the basis of terms. First one, it is monomial. What is monomial? Monomial, it can be split as mono plus nomial, one term. So one term means we take it as an expression which contains only one term is called monomial. An expression which contains only one term is called monomial. For an example, 5x minus 2xy. Here 2 is a number, x is one variable and y is another variable. So it's three values, it can be in multiplication. So 2xy. This is also, we take it as a single term. And next we move on to binomial. So what is meant by binomial? So binomial is nothing but it can be classified bi plus nomial. So bi means 2 and nomial means terms. So an expression which consists two terms are called binomial. An expression which consists two terms are called binomial. So what is the example? Example, it should be 5x plus 2, 3x square plus 2x. The same way, what is meant by trinomial? So trinomial can be split as tri plus nomial. So tri means 3, nomial means terms, and expression which contains 3 terms are called trinomial. So x square plus 2x plus 3 is the example. Here x square is one of the term, 2x is another term, and 3 is another term. It can be split by the basic operation plus. So we take it as this one is 3 terms. So we say it is trinomial. Next we move on the basis of degree. So on the basis of degree, before we have to see the types, what is meant by degree? So degree is nothing but highest exponent of the given polynomial expression. So degree is nothing but highest exponent of the given polynomial expression. Here 3x cube plus x square plus 5x plus 7. So exponent is nothing but power of the variable. So here x is the variable, 1, 2, 3. These are the power. So 5x contains 1 is the power, and x square contains 2 is the power, and 3x cube contains 3 is the power. So here the power 3 is greater. So this is the highest exponent. So degree of this polynomial is 3. So next, what is the first type? First type, it should be linear polynomial. A polynomial of degree 1 is called linear polynomial. A polynomial of degree 1 is called linear polynomial. So for an example, 2x minus 3. So in this expression, variable is x, power of x is 1. So what the procedure we have to find out the degree? So highest exponent. Here highest exponent is 1. So highest exponent is 1 means we say it as linear polynomial. So root 3x divided by root 3x plus 5. So here also highest degree is, highest exponent is 1. So we say it as linear polynomial. And next we move on to quadratic and cubic polynomial. So now quadratic polynomial. A polynomial degree 2 is called a quadratic polynomial. Generally ax square plus bx plus c is the general form. So example, 2x square plus 3x minus 2 by 5. So here highest exponent is 2. So we say it as here this is quadratic polynomial. And next we move on to cubic polynomial. A cubic polynomial is nothing but a polynomial degree 3 is called a cubic polynomial. Generally ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. For an example, we have take it as 3x cube minus 2x plus x minus 6. So here highest exponent is 3. So we take it as a cubic polynomial. Next we move on to geometrical meaning of zeros of polynomial. Geometrical meaning of zeros of polynomial. First one we take it as linear polynomial. Linear polynomial, you know that what is the degree? It should be 1. So in general, ax plus b, a is not equal to 0, y equal to ax, b is a straight line. So ax plus b is the linear polynomial equation. So we take it as y equal to ax plus b. You can draw the graph means you get a straight line. It intersects exactly one point at the x-axis. Just you have to observe the graph. So this is the straight line with x-axis and y-axis, linear equation ax plus b. So in this straight line can be intersect the x-axis at one point. So we conclude how many zeros? Only 1 zeros. How you have to find out the zeros? By observing the graph. A graph can be intersect at x-axis. How many point it intersect? We have to calculate that one as a zeros. For example, 1 point means 1 0, 2 point means 2 0, 4 point means 4 0. So how many intersecting point in a x-axis? We take it as a zeros of that polynomial. So number of zeros is 1 as the graph intersect the x-axis at 1 point. So next we move on to quadratic equation. Quadratic polynomial. For any quadratic polynomial, you know that basic form ax square plus bx plus c, which is equal to 0. Here a is not equal to 0. So the graph corresponding equation y, which is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Why we have to take y equal to ax square? So if we need to draw the graph, means we have a coordinate of x and y. We have a coordinate point of x and y. So you take x square, ax square plus bx plus c. You take y equal to, so you substitute x equal to 1, 2, 3, you get the value. So that one you take it as a value of y. So you get x coordinate and y coordinate and draw the graph. So y equal to ax square plus bx plus c has one of the two shapes, either open upward or open downward. You see this one we say it as a parabola curve. This one we say it as a parabola curve. It can be depend upon a is greater than 0 or a is less than 0. That should be a. It can be positive value or a is in a negative value. So this curve are called parabolas. So zeros of quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c precedes the x coordinates of the point. So y equal to ax square plus bx plus c intersect the x axis. It shows the following three cases. So one by one we have to see elaborately. So case 1, the graph cut x-axis at two distinct points A and A dash. So here you observe x-axis and y-axis is there. O is the origin. So that parabolic, the first one you take it as a open downward curve, and second graph it consists open upward curve. So now you observe how many points it intersect. That parabola curve intersect the x-axis at 2 points. So the x coordinate a and a dash are the two zeros of the polynomial. You observing this two graph, a and a dash are the intersecting point of the x-axis. So now we consider two zeros. So next we move on to case number 2. Case number 2, the graph cut x-axis at 1 point. Graph cut x-axis at 1 point. Here you see that it should be open downward curve and open upward curve. So x coordinate a is the only zero of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. So in a downward curve it intersects at only 1 point, and in the open upward curve it touches only 1 point. So we take it as only 1 zeros. Next we move on to case number 3. Here the graph is either completely above the x-axis or completely below the x-axis. What is meaning that it doesn't intersect at x-axis at any point. You see, it should be above. Open upward curve, it should be above to the x-axis, and open downward curve, it should be below to the x-axis. There is no one of the point it can be intersect at x-axis. So quadratic polynomial has no zeros. Why we say it as no zeros? We have to find out the zeros of the polynomial by observing the graph. That graph, at least it can be intersect at any point, 1 point or 2 point. So doesn't intersect at x-axis, we conclude there is no zeros for that polynomial. Next we move on to the example. So example 1, look at the graph. Each is the graph y equal to p of x, where p of x is a polynomial. For each of the graph, find the number of zeros. So first you have to see the first graph and observing it, and you see the second graph. So you can know that how many zeros of first graph and how many zeros of second graph. How you can calculate that one? Graph can be intersect at x-axis at least any 1 point or any more point. So now you see the first one, the graph intersect at x-axis at 1 point, so it can only 1 0. And second graph intersect at 2 points, so it has 2 zeros. Now we check the solution. The number of zeros is 1 as the graph intersects the x-axis at 1 point. The second question, the number of zeros is 2 as the graph intersects the x-axis at 2 points. So next we move on to the third and fourth graph. So now you observe third and fourth graph. In third graph 1, 2, 3 points, and then fourth graph only 1 point. So you can conclude number of zeros is 3 as the graph intersect the x-axis at 3 point, and here the number of zeros is 1 as the graph intersect x-axis at 1 point. Next, here you have to observe fifth one, it touches only 1 point, and here 1, 2, 3, 4 point. A graph intersect at the number of zeros is 1, and sixth one is number of zeros is 4. Here graph intersect at 1 point, only 1 point, and here 4 point. So now you know how you find out the zeros of the polynomial by observing the graph. So number of zeros is 1 as the graph intersect the x-axis at 1 point. Number of zeros is 4 as the graph intersect at x-axis at 4 point. So the graph, it can be intersect at x-axis. It can be intersect at y-axis at any more point. We can't take that one as a zeros. We have to take number of points intersect at x-axis. So next we move on to the exercise sums. Now we have to see relationship between zeros and coefficient of polynomial. So what is meant by zeros? Take it as sum of zeros and product of zeros. You know that alpha and beta, these are the zeros of polynomials. You can add alpha plus beta, that is the sum of zeros, and alpha beta product of zeros. How it can be find out? By the coefficient of the quadratic polynomial. So sum of zeros minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. So here you see ax square plus bx plus c, that is the general form of quadratic polynomial equation. See here, what is the coefficient of x? That is b. So already minus is there, so minus into plus b, it should be minus b, divided by coefficient of x square is a. And next, product of zeros. Product of zeros, constant term divided by coefficient of x square. So sum of zeros and product of zeros, denominator are same, numerator only different. So constant term, here c is the constant, the value is c by a. So by using this method, we have to find out the relationship between zeros and coefficient. So relation between zeros and coefficient means, first we need to find out the value for alpha and beta. Directly you have to add it and you need to multiply it. And next, by comparing the coefficient of the given expression, we get the same answer. So that is between that one, we say it as relationship between zeros and coefficient of a polynomial. So one by one I have to show the example. Find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomial and verify the relationship between zeros and coefficient. So the question is x square minus 2x minus 8. First we need to find out alpha and beta roots. So solution, normal factorization, we need to find out x square minus 2x minus 8. It can be split. So this is minus 8. What are the factors we have? It should be 1 into 8 and 2 into 4. So this is the factors. So you know that 2 minus is there. So by multiplication you need to get 8, and by addition or subtraction you need to get minus. So here minus means compulsory it should be higher value is negative. So 1 into 8 minus 8, which is equal to minus 7. 1 minus 8 minus 7. 2 into minus 4 minus 8. 2 minus 4 you get minus 2. So product you get minus 8, and addition or subtraction you get minus 2. So this is the correct factors. So here I have to split it. X square plus 2x minus 4x minus 8. And in this first two term I take x as common, x plus 2 remaining, and minus 4 as common. Here x plus 2 is remaining. So which is equal to x minus 4 and x plus 2. X minus 4 and x plus 2 is the factor. So therefore alpha which is equal to 4 and then beta which is equal to minus 2. Now you need to find out sum and product of zeros. So first you take the sum of zeros. Alpha plus beta which is equal to 4 plus of minus 2 which is equal to 4 minus 2 equal to 2. By comparing coefficient alpha plus beta which is equal to minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. So here minus is in a formula coefficient of x. So here coefficient of x is minus 2 and coefficient of x square is 1. So now you see minus into minus plus 2 divided by 1 you get 2. So alpha plus beta is 2 and alpha plus beta by comparing the coefficient 2. Same way product alpha beta which is equal to 4 into minus 2. So 4 into minus 2 you get minus 8. So alpha beta which is equal to constant term divided by same denominator, that is coefficient of x square. So constant term is minus 8 divided by 1. So what is the value? Minus 8. You have to see by using the 0 you get minus 8, by comparing the coefficient you get minus 8. So in part 2 I have to explain some creative questions regarding sum of zeros and product of zeros.
Thank you for watching நம்ம சேனல். இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க, லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. மறக்காம இந்த சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிட்டு பக்கத்துல இருக்கக்கூடிய பெல் பட்டனை